Hey everybody, my name is Dr. Fell, and no, I'm not qualified to be a doctor. Today, in this review, I'm taking a look at a new movie based on one of Disney's theme park attractions, and that is Jungle Cruise. In this story, we follow a small riverboat captain who takes a group of travelers through the urban jungle, searching for the Tree of Life. Before we get started, you should know that this review will contain minimum spoilers ahead. So don't worry guys, you're in the safe zone. And so without further ado, let's set sail! Forward! Heads up!
This is awkward.
Let's talk about our main travelers, starting with Dr. Lily Houghton, played by Emily Blunt. She was funny, intelligent, and pretty awesome. And what I liked what the writers did with this character is making her relatable. She's a person who has fears, goals, and I have to say, I find her chemistry with Dwayne Johnson's character pretty excellent.
Here we go.
Sometimes it just needs a bit of a...
Nobody touches my engine but me. What did I just...
There you go.
It's not the first time she's taken a cruise in finding chemistry with another actor. Huh? Huh? Get it? Tom Cruise? From Edge of Tomorrow? Get it?
No, sir. That was terrible.
I know. It needs some work, I know. And speaking of Dwayne Johnson, we have Captain Frank Wolf. He was funny, tough, and yes, he's got the catchiest lines ever.
Careful. They could smell fear.
I am not afraid.
However, you have seen this kind of performance before in his previous movies, such as Rampage, Baywatch, and Hobbs and Shaw, where he plays the typical charming, tough, funny guy who's got the coolest lines.
Who the hell are you?
Ooh. I'm what you call an ice cold can of whoop-ass. Of course, the wolf flies. I'm oceanic, mother.
So yeah, there wasn't anything groundbreaking with his performance or new for his character. But I still think he did a great job with what he had. I mean, hey, it could have been worse. They would have had him wear something ridiculous, like a fake mustache, or a Tooth Fairy costume.
Who are you?
I'm the Tooth Fairy. Oh, yeah.
I mean, hey, you know what they say, having The Rock on your side can save you from rocky shores. Eh?
Not bad, but it still needs some work.
Dang it! As for villains, such as Aguirre, he was menacing and they did well adding some depth to this character, instead of having him as a two-dimensional character who plans to take over the world. However, the only downside is that we spent the majority with this German villain, who is boring and less enjoyable to watch. And the whole curse concept for Aguirre and his goons sounds similar to what we've seen in Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. Not to mention the CGI effects in Dead Man's Chest look perfect in comparison with the CGI effects in this movie. To sum up, the villains were okay. I'm sorry guys. No hard feelings? Who is that guy? As for the action and adventure, it was entertaining and it does well keeping us intrigued by its creative sequences. However, whenever the characters face a life-threatening situation, we know deep down that they're going to survive. And even if they get critically injured or near death, they miraculously survive. For instance, how can a small, old riverboat be able to dodge a German submarine torpedo? How? Last I checked, a torpedo can exceed from 50 knots to 200 knots. In other words, it's freaking fast. So my question is, how the heck were they able to avoid being blown up by a torpedo? Explanation? Anyone? Anyone?
Anyone? Anyone? Anyone? Anyone? Anyone? Anyone?
Nevertheless, the action was still good, and it did not leave me disappointed. Now for the story. The story was simple, straightforward, and is not exactly new or original. As I mentioned before, this movie is based on one of Disney's theme park attractions, the Jungle Cruise. And you want to know another movie that is also based from another Disney park attraction? You guessed it, Pirates of the Caribbean. Now the reason I'm bringing this up is because you can tell that there are similarities between both of these movies. For instance, you have a group of main characters going on in an adventure at sea. You have an ancient tribe capturing our main characters for a sacrifice. And you have a cursed undead crew bent on revenge. You do see the similarities here, right? Trust me, Pirates of the Caribbean isn't the only movie this film is drawing parallels to, because there's a couple. But besides that, the story wasn't that bad, and in a weird way, it kind of serves as a nice throwback to previous adventure films in the past. Overall, this film has enjoyable characters and a fun-filled, pleasant adventure. But on the downside, we have generic villains and a story concept that has been done before. But still, I had a great time watching this film, and I'm glad I did. I mean, after all, this film did deliver what it promised us. It presented a fabulous voyage through the urban jungle, with Mary Poppins and Hobbs as our main tour guide. Okay! You're Hercules! I'm sorry! Can someone give him a milkshake or something? Jungle Cruise scores an 8 out of 10. Well, that's the end of this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like in this video and subscribe to my channel for more of my content. And you can follow me on Instagram at DrFilmRonSays for updates on my channel. Thank you all so much for clicking on this video, and as always, I will see you guys in our next one.
Oh, hello there. What are you doing here? It's over. Go home. Oh, you're expecting a teaser for Curly Top's next review, huh? Well, sorry to disappoint you. He doesn't have that kind of money. He's cheap that way, so... Sorry. Sorry to waste your time, but please, go away.
Shoot, shoot.